In this video, we will mainly talk about the imaging findings for adenomyosis. We will talk about USG findings. We will also cover MRI findings, and I will tell you some pathological changes that occurs in adenomyosis. Okay, so first of all, let's discuss that what is adenomyosis. Adenomyosis. Okay, this condition affects the uterus. Okay, and adeno means glands and meiosis means muscles. Okay, so there is a growth of glands as well as muscles in the uterus, and this will lead to enlargement of the uterus. Enlargement of uterus. So let's take that this is our uterus. This is our normal uterus. Okay, and this is the normal endometrial lining, and there are muscles here. So this is endometrial layer, this is myometrial layer, okay, and this is the serosal layer. Now if there is a breach, okay, at the surface of the endometrium and myometrium, okay, that means there is injury. Okay, so if there is a breach in the lining of the endometrium, okay, what will happen is now this space, okay, that is created, the lesion that is created has to be covered up by the growth of this endometrium. So during this process, okay, this endometrium will get the space, okay, to enter into the myometrial layer, and it will grow in the myometrium. That means endometrium in myometrium, and now this is something that is very abnormal. So why it occurs? It occurs after delivery. Okay, you know that placenta is attached in one side of the endometrial lining, and if this sheds off, okay, it creates a raw area here, okay, and which needs to be healed. Okay, so there is a breach in the continuity of the endometrium due to this delivery of placenta. Then if there is some kind of procedure like endometrial biopsy has been taken, okay, endometrial biopsy or any kind of procedure, okay, which affects the endometrium, will lead to injury of the endometrium, breach of the lining of the endometrium and the myometrium interface, and this will lead to entry of the endometrium into the myometrium. Now you know that endometrium has endometrial cells, it has glands, right, it has stroma. So now this whole part will grow inside here. Okay, normally there are only muscle cells here, smooth muscles. Okay, there are only smooth muscles in the myometrium layer, but now there will be growth of the glands, and stroma and epithelial cells will grow. So with each menstrual cycle, at the end of each menstrual cycle, what will happen is there is a shedding of the endometrium, which is known as menses. Okay, so now this endometrium, which is contained in this cavity, okay, in this area where endometrium has grown, okay, will also shed, but it won't be able to come out into the uterine cavity and in the form of menses. Okay, it will be contained here, so the blood and the epithelial cells will be contained here, and ultimately it will degenerate and form cystic spaces, and ultimately other degenerative changes like calcifications. Okay, so this is the whole pathology behind. So imagine, now let's talk about the USG findings. So this is our uterus. Okay, this is a normal uterus, and this is the uterus in adenomyosis. Okay, these are the cystic spaces, these are the hypertrophied muscle tissues. Okay, you can see that there is an enlargement of the uterus, there is an enlargement of the uterus, and it looks globular, right? Then there are cystic spaces inside. and this endometrium grows in a linear fashion. So there will be linear hyperechoic regions will be seen. Okay, there will be cystic spaces subendometrially. Okay, so and there will be also, because of this growth, imagine that after some time the growth will be like this. Okay, now you cannot differentiate between endometrium and myometrium lining. Okay, normally you can see that we can differentiate, yeah, this is endometrium, this is myometrium, but if there is a growth like this, okay, the growth will be of same echogenicity that of endometrium, and you won't be able to differentiate between this. So there will be endometrium, myometrium indifferentiate, becomes indifferentiate. Okay, so let's discuss those findings. In this you can see that this is the uterus. Okay, it is enlarged. Okay, you can see the enlargement, it looks almost globular. Okay, if you, this is the globular uterus, and there are cystic spaces, hypertrophy, and stromal, increased stroma in the uterus. Now see that this is the uterus. Okay, this is the uterus, how globular it has become. Okay, now trace this endometrium, this white line is normal here. Okay, till here we can differentiate between this endometrium lining and the myometrium, but here we cannot differentiate it, and you can see that there is a hyperechoic lesion here, and here there is no distinction between the endometrium and the myometrium. Again you can see that this is the uterus. Okay, and it is inhomogeneous. Okay, there are dark region here, there are bright regions here. Okay, so you cannot differentiate, it is not homogeneous. Then you can see that this is endometrium. Okay, this is the endometrium, and you can see this cystic space here. Then you can see this uterus has almost become globular. Then see this again, I've already told you that we cannot differentiate between endometrium and myometrium. Trace this endometrium. Okay, we can differentiate different, no, from the here we cannot differentiate where is myometrium and where is endometrium. Okay, this is a growth here, hyperechoic growth. Then in MRI you can see that this is the uterine cavity. Okay, and this is the growth of the wall of the uterus, and there are cystic spaces here. Okay, so there is overall growth of the uterus here, it points towards the adenomyosis. Here you can see that the posterior wall is affected. Okay, then if you see the pathology specimen, you can see that there is a growth of the muscle, there is hypertrophy. Okay, this white lesion, there are cystic spaces. You can see that here there are cystic spaces. Okay, and there is a blood inside it. Okay, which I have already explained you that here also the endometrium that is present inside the myometrium will also shed the blood. Okay, at the end of the menstrual cycle, but it will be contained in those spaces, it won't be able to come out as menses, right? And so it will be collected inside this cavity, and these cavities are formed, and ultimately the blood will undergo degeneration, and it will become fluid, and you can see that they will become like cystic spaces. You can see that these are the cystic spaces. Okay, these are because of the glands and the blood contained in those area. Okay, so yeah, that's all for this video. If you like this video, then please comment in the comment section. If you have any doubt, then you can also tell me in comment section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss my any videos. Okay, I'm trying to make more and more videos every day about this X-ray and USG findings of various pathologies, so it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, within a few minutes. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching.